Too many people walk around like an empty cup. And they're like wanting something from you. They're unfulfilled. They're unfilled. And some of you, maybe you're single and you're unfulfilled. Your life doesn't feel full, and so you think that, okay, but once I find the right person, then it's going to be great. And it's like, no, Lisa will never be able, as amazing as she has been, she'll never be able to fill me the way God intends to, the way God created me to be filled. That comes only from the Lord. And we see so many people fighting in their marriages, and it's because they're empty people. It's almost like years ago I went scuba diving. How many have gone scuba diving? Has anyone gone scuba diving here? Okay, 6 of you. Okay, but it's not a big thing. I figure with the ocean you might do it. Okay, but it's kind of terrifying. It's kind of cool though. But you have this mask, and I remember going way down and thinking, oh man, if this thing fails, I will die, right? Like I can't get back up in time. So we're going down this thing called this blue hole where we're down like 75, 100 feet down. And they told me, they go, when you get to about 65 feet down, it'll feel like you're on drugs, like your mind because of the nitrogen or something like this. So I'm a little scared, And so I get down to that part and I'm like, I just began to panic because I thought, if this mask does not work, this is all of my oxygen. And I began to panic a little bit, and I told my friend who was the instructor, I'm like, get me up, because I got scared. And he's like, up, because you can't talk, because you're in the water, and I was like, wait. And I just relaxed, and I thought, no, you know what, Lord? Even when I'm above water, I'm dependent on you to breathe every second. So it doesn't matter that I'm 100 feet underwater right now. I'm okay. And I told the instructor, let's keep going down. Let's go down. But I think about that oxygen tank and how dependent I am on it. And it's almost like in some marriages, people don't have their own tank. And so if there was just one tank between us, we would have to keep sharing it back and forth. Oh, I need air. No, I need air. I need it more than you. I need it more than you. And that's what I see in so many marriages. But if you both have your own tank, if you're both filled from the Lord, and you have your own air supply, your life supply, then you just swim together. You live life together. I'm not a needy person that needs so much from Lisa. And in the same way, she's not this needy woman that just depends on me for all of her security and everything else. It's like, we're good before the Lord. We love the Lord. And so same with our kids. Sometimes I see parents that almost want to try to live through their children, and they almost have children for themselves because they need a friend or they need whatever. And again, it's almost like sucking all the life out of your children because you yourself need something from them because you're unfulfilled. And so I guess one of the most important things that I could say about this and the 25 years, this has been amazing. I'm not exaggerating. Until meeting Peter and Deanna, I really thought there's no family like ours in the world. We've got, then I meet them, I'm like, oh wow, this is weird. They're actually really cool, and their whole family and everything. So it's a very special thing I think the Lord is doing here with that model and with that example we feel very much the same way, where our children are involved with us in ministry and so full of life, and there's so much joy. In fact, you didn't hear this, but one of the sons, I get them mixed up because they have a lot of kids too, was talking about how they were just in Lake Tahoe a few weeks ago, and they took all of the kids, and he was asking me, how do you help your kids with electronics? And I said, well, we took that vacation to Tahoe, and we told our kids, because we don't want them addicted to, so many kids are just on their iPads and phones all day. And we told our kids, nothing electronic for the whole vacation. Okay, so I don't want to see a cell phone. I don't want to see an iPad. I don't want to see a laptop. Nothing. We're just going to hang out and talk like human beings. We're going to laugh and play in the snow. We're going to do this. So for like 4 days, just nothing. And we had the best time. And I found out they did the same thing with their kids. All these things that I go, no one does this, And the Tanchis do. They beat us in everything. So I just, this love, this family, I want this to not be a rarity. This should be the norm of Christian families. And it's not. But I think it starts with this joy in the Lord and being a Spirit-filled husband and wife. Because there's only one Spirit. So like I've said, there has never been a Spirit-filled couple that has gotten divorced. In all of history, there has never been a Spirit-filled couple that has gotten a divorce. Every divorce is because one or maybe both of the partners are not Spirit-filled and are not living the Spirit-filled life. Why? Because there's only one Spirit. And so if I am seeking that one Spirit and Lisa is seeking that one Spirit, guess what? We're going to come to the same conclusions. It's those times when one of us is acting in the flesh and just thinking about ourselves rather than what he wants, that everything falls apart. One last thought, and then I'm going to have her share, is so I'm 51, and last year I had a 50th birthday party, but I told my wife I hate parties. Like, I don't want any parties for me, But for my 50th, I go, here's what I want to do. I would like to gather people together to pray. And as my birthday present, can we just ask people to fast that day for me? And just pray for me all day. And I say, pray that this next season of my life, I'll grow so close to Jesus. And pray that during this next phase of my life, I would really hear from him and where he's directing me in ministry. Like, this would be the greatest present to me. This would be the greatest party, is if people could just come and lay hands on me and pray for me. So that's what we did for our 50th, for my 50th. She's not 50 yet, obviously. She's still only 25. And, as they prayed for me and everything else, it was a wonderful time just having my children lay hands on me and pray for me, and my friends there praying for the power of the Spirit in my life for the next season of life. But one of my friends afterwards, he's about 35 years old, he told me, he goes, your 50th birthday was so powerful. He goes, I decided at your 50th birthday that's what I want to be when I'm 50. He goes, I want to be you when I'm 50 years old. That's my goal. And I said to him, I go, man, I'm flattered. That's I'm honored by that. I go, here's the problem. You're not making the same decisions I made when I was 35. So you're not going to be like me when you're 50. The choices you make now. You can't just say, oh, when I'm 49, then I'll be like Francis was when he's 50 and I'll put... No, you have to make the decisions now. You make the choices now. You don't just become this, 50-year-old with this great family and everyone's loving the Lord because you flipped a switch at 49. No, it's a lifetime of decisions. And so some of you that are earlier on in marriage were hoping that you would make some of those decisions that people never told us about. And people didn't. That's why we wrote our book, You and Me Forever, because I thought no one talks about this stuff. They're not thinking about eternity. They're not thinking about how if you read the Bible, if you just read everything that Jesus said about family, I think you'd be shocked. I mean, do it sometime. Go through the New Testament and write down, just go through the Gospels and write down every time Jesus mentions family. I think you'll be surprised what he says. Compare that to what you'll find in the normal Christian bookstore about marriage. Because Jesus wasn't all about, family first, safety first, take care of this. No, his words were more, if anyone loves their wife or kids more than they love me, they're not worthy to be my disciple. Unless you hate your father, mother, wife, you're not worthy to be my disciple. He was explaining, look, in heaven, there's no marriage. This is a brief thing here. So marriage is sacred. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's created by God. But he also explains it needs to take its rightful place. That as much as I love my wife, as much as I love my kids, my walk with the Lord is far above that. And that's what makes the marriage wonderful. It's the byproduct of knowing him.